trying to pick fault in it all the time, and I take the piss and we'll have a laugh together. It's just lovely here, isn't it? I'm thinking of moving. Would you have me? Would you have me if I moved here? Oh, it is lovely to be here, but I would also say it's lovely to be anywhere because I am a single parent. Have we got any single parents in? No, so the Waltons here, is it? You're living your best life. Well, give it up to some single parents, you can give it a cheer for that. Yeah. I'm a single parent, but I do feel sometimes I overrate that a little bit. To break it down for you, it means that my kids live with their mum and I'm on Tinder. That's all that. That's all that means, really. You are right, miss, I've got a bit of an accent. I am from a small town in South Wales called Barry Island. You might have heard of it? Yeah, sure, that's fine. You got away, yeah, that's right. But I live in Southend now. It's not too far away from here. Has anyone been at the Southend? Yeah. Southend. Of course you know Southend. But it's home from home for me. I love it down there. I live down there. It's amazing. It's been about 12 years. But I do realise that sometimes life isn't quite panning out as planned. You've got to bear in mind I've gone from Barry Island to Adventure Island. This isn't how I thought it was going to be at 44. As I said, yeah, I've got two kids. I've got two little cock blockers. They are 8 and 9 years of age, and their mum is local to Southend, which means that my kids are half Southend and half Welsh, which means they're fit, but they can sing. Bloody read, they'd sing. Yeah. But I think, you know, I think they're a good dad, shit boyfriend, depending who you talk to. But as a parent, I think I'm really good. I've actually got a 95% success rate of taking on the right kids from school. Now this bothers me, right? If you're 95% good in any other walk of life, you're smashing it, right? Once I take on the wrong kids, that's ruined it for me, that has. I haven't even got Asian twins, I don't know what happened. Broke my heart giving them back after Easter weekend. But you know, I've had my daughter, she's 9 now, right? She's 9, and we share some lovely moments together. She likes to sing in the car when her favourite song comes on. Now, once upon a time, this would have been Bar Bar Black Sheep Twinkle Twinkle, but now her favourite song is by an artist called Sabrina Carpenter. For those of you that don't, the lyrics go as such. I've heard you're back together, and if that's true, I guess you're going to taste me when he's kissing. I don't like it. I don't like it. She's 9, not 19, right? When I was 19, it cost me $3.99 a minute to get a woman on the phone to talk to me like that. Isn't it? It's my little boy's birthday today. As I said, I'm separated from the kids now, so I had him this morning, so that was nice. That's why I don't think I might be bad. But my boy, you know, he's growing up fast, and I was thinking about, you know, I won't belong in secondary school. I know who was the lady that had kids from like 5 to 25? Was that someone down here? Was that you? Yeah. So you might have been through this. You know, when they go to that secondary school. So my boy's got like another year, and I worry about the things that older kids will tell you. You know, like my kids still believe in Father Christmas, so I'm dreading when that bigger boy comes. Like it ruins it, doesn't it? You know, they get all excited. And I was worrying about thinking, God, it won't be long before you've got to have a chat. And I worry about what's going to come. Will we get to do the chat, or will they see something online, or will someone show them to them? Because I'm of that generation where it was pre-porn online. It was basically a ripped up porno magazine. You all got a page each. That's how I. And it was like a steady introduction to it. So you go, boobs, yeah, that's boobs, right? And that was it. Well, I'm thinking, am I going to have to sit down with my boy on Pornhub? Going, that's okay. That's okay. That's no way to treat your stepmother. Don't do that. But we also had, I'm trying to think, like, it was, so I was listening to the back, someone homeschooled their kids, is that right? Is that you? You did the homeschooling. Did anyone have kids of a certain age during COVID and we all had to become teachers? Who was the, You'd come if you did it? It was hard work. They emailed you, follow this, and then we went, I ain't doing that. Because I thought I know best, and what I did one day, I thought, I can do this, it's not a problem, I can be a teacher. Maths I was okay at, science, I give it a crack. My science lesson lasted 7 minutes, and what I decided to do is to teach them about the elements of the solid, the liquid, and the gas. And I decided what I'm going to do is I was going to boil an ice cube on a frying pan, and I went, look, it's solid, and then it melted, and I went, now it's water, it's liquid, and then it evaporated, and I went, and it's gas. And I thought I'd cracked it. they were just looking at me, and I went, right, go and have a break. And they had the rest of the day off. And that was science, that day. But I've had other dad fails along the way, thinking about schools, and nothing quite as serious as child abduction. But my little boy has a school trip, so I've dropped him off at the school gates, right? He's gone in, I've gone away, I've realised I haven't signed a permission slip, right? Not a major one, but I've had to ring the school. So I ring the school, I explain the situation to the nice lady, she brings the call. She goes, that's fine, there's no problem. What form is it? Now I should point out, I know the square root of fuck all about my children. So I'm like, oh, I don't know what form he's in. Should I say there's no problem? What's his teacher's name? I'm like, you're going to have to ask me on sport, I think. I don't know his teacher's name. She's a lovely lady. She's doing a great job. His handwriting is coming on a treat. She said, that's right, it's not a problem. What's his date of birth? Fuck you know. And I'm not proud of this, Sudbury. I'm not proud of this. I overreacted, the effects of stress, and I lashed out. I said, listen, lady, I know my name, I know his name. I think that's enough information, don't you? And she was told, right, clearly, not her first dad phone call of the day, right? She's dealt with this 1,000 times before. She's calmed me down, right? We've gone through some grieving things. Wrong school. So I think, about my dad a lot, because obviously being a parent, being a father, and how my father had to do with us. And I think about him a lot around about this time of year, because he died sadly during COVID. The long story goes, in the October I split up with my missus, I moved out into a flat, got through Christmas, new year, new me, new start, COVID, right? My dad's situation back in Wales, he had the onset of dementia started, right? It does get funny, stick with it. The onset of dementia started, and his living arrangement changed, unfortunately, when he was made home. So like any son would do, I go get dad, I bring him in, he lives with me. So it was me and dad in a flat, dealing with dementia and COVID, right? And it was a testing time, okay, but also we had some of the funniest laughs that we'd ever had, right? I left home at 18, and I probably spent more time with my dad in that summer under lockdown I had in about 20 years, right? So I gained a lot from it and I benefited from it. But there was instances where I had to explain to my children, who were about 5 and 6 at the time, Grampy, his memory's poorly, he's going to forget things. And he might say things, but he doesn't mean it. So just play along with Grampy. And you'd be like, okay, so my daughter understood the most, my little boy was quite lovely. And then what my dad would always do, he'd always wake up, and he'd put his bag, and he'd always think he was visiting. And he'd go, right, Rachel, I had a lovely time, but I'm going now. And then I'd come up with some excuse, and I'd go, can you stay till tomorrow, because the kids are coming out. And he'd stay again, put the bag, and we did this every day for a summer, right? And then one day, the kids and I were picking up the kids, and we're outside in the car park at the flat, and my dad comes out and talks to my ex. And he's going, oh, I'm going home tomorrow, I've had a lovely time visiting. And as I'm on the other side of the car, the window came down, and my daughter just went, just summed up brilliantly. But some of the other funny things is, I don't know if you remember any football fans, in 2020 they cancelled the Euros, the football, they put it back a year to 21, and then obviously this when England and Italy played in the final. What they were doing in that summer, they were playing old football matches, like reruns of old games from like 3 or 4 years before. And obviously my dad didn't quite pick up on that. So I would often come home and find him watching a 4-year-old football match as Wales qualifying for the World Cup for the first time. And I come through the door, he'd got like 4 cans of Stella deep. And he'd go, Rich, get a beer, son, Wales is going to qualify for the World Cup. Get a beer, and I'd sit with my dad. I reckon I watched Wales qualify for the first time 17 times. But the best one of all was there was a game they were showing. It was from 2016, and it was Wales against Belgium in the quarterfinals. It was 2-2. And Wales beat Belgium. Okay, this player comes on called Hal Robson-Kanu. He's not a Ronaldo or a Messi or a world, but he's a good, solid player. And he comes on in extra time, scores one of the best goals you'll ever see. Wales knock out the favourites Belgium and go through to the semi-finals. That's what happened. So we're watching this rerun. And me and my dad now, the board goes up. Hal Robson-Kanu. My dad turns to me and goes, I've never rated him. I bet you're telling me scores, Dad. I made 100 quid that summer. As I said, yeah, I'm a single man. I've been trying to get back out with dating, but living in Southend and dating in Southend is quite tricky because we're surrounded 3/4 water, right at the bottom. We've got the Thames, we've got the North Sea. We're surrounded by water. So when I've been on the dating apps and it says, "Oh, you've matched with Jenny, 37, from Maidstone, and she is only 12 miles away." What can I 12 miles? Unless I'm getting a taxi boat across a major shipping lane and I'm Jenny, not having a coffee. That's not it. So I think it's about time that like the dating apps like Tinder and things like that, they update their algorithms in their searches. But I want the facts, I want the important information. I don't want to know star signs, heights, hobbies, interests. I want to know, do I have to cross water? Are you US compliant? And do I have to pay the dart charge? That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know. I went on a date recently with a lovely lady. She was great, but obviously something. You heard the term ick, right? You all heard the term ick. And I don't know why I got the ick, but she was a lovely lady. We had a great day. We're out in Colchester, we're walking around there, and she decides she wants to go into a shop, right? Now this is the kind of shop that sells wizard statues, yeah, and crystals, right? Some of you know this shop. That lady likes to go. No, you don't. Who is it? You know someone that likes that kind of shop? No, right, okay. So we go in this shop and she's like, yeah. Like that. So she buys this crystal and we go back to her place for a coffee and her housemate is in, right? And I go into this house and she's doing whatever she's doing, but her housemate, she's like this. She's freaking sage around the house. She's like, what are you doing? Freaking sage. Why are you doing that? Because it keeps out the devil. Imagine you're the devil, right? You're just kicking back down there in hell, and you decide, well, do you know what, we're going to ascend to planet Earth, and we're going to take the souls of the 2 women at number 53, probably work out, can't do it, sage. But yeah, so I'm trying to get back out there. I want to be single forever. I want to get back out there, meet someone special. Someone special you can share things with, you know? Like gas, electric. Well, I was chatting to a friend of mine, a gay friend of mine, about the perils of dating, right? And him being gay is relevant to the story, I haven't just outed him. But we were chatting away and he said, why don't you mix it up? What do you mean? Why don't you try a bit of this? I was like, my name's Richard, isn't it? He said, well, try it, you might like it. I said, no, I'm fine. He said, well, I discovered that I like my name, like I like my coffee. I was like, I'll keep myself. And then he looked me up and down and he went, white and weak. I thought, I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. But I have been seeing someone recently, right, and comes with a bit of a warning. She's a bit younger than me, okay, I don't want to lose the room, alright, but it's a bit of an age gap, right? Yeah. 44, she's 28. Okay. I couldn't get the finance on the Porsche, but my midlife crisis is going exactly So we've been going out for a few weeks and this and then she decides, oh, we should go on holiday. I thought that's a great idea. What better way to test the early stages of a new relationship to see if this is going to go away for a week together, just the two of us. So she booked it, Magdalene. Not my destination of choice. Clearly I was the oldest man around the pool. I've got knees like Chris Packers. I have to do this to get up off Sunday. Everyone else is just made of rubber and not shaving, right? But we'd be out to the bars and the restaurants, walking around and all that, having a nice time. But people would stare, you know, like they'd look. And they were looking at me like, bet you can. I haven't. I'll give it here on Wednesday. I haven't got But I could see their point, because at the end of the day, we go back to the hotel room, we look through the holiday photos of the day, and I just look like a really proud dad. And that is not mutually exclusive to being on holiday. Like we went on a date down by the Tish Pavilion in Southend, we went to this lovely little Italian restaurant. It is clearly date night, right? She's dressed up, hair done, nails done, little dress heels. She looks 10 out of 10, gorgeous. Fellas, I made an effort. Damp cloth over the trainers, right back down. And we walk, you know, we're holding hands, we're steering each other's eyes, kissy, amazing. Waiter comes over, takes our drinks over. She says, oh, I'll have a glass of wine. He says, can I see your ID? Now she's loving this, right? She thinks this is amazing. I'm having a panic attack. This is my Philip Schofield moment, folding out live in front of me like this. A few years' time, I get introduced live at the Apollo. I walk out and I hear, dance. So I thought I'll have a little play around with it. As soon as we're leaving the restaurant at the end of the night, we're walking out, he's giving our coats and holding the door, and I just smacked her ass and said, come on, let's go with your mother. There are some problems though. There are some problems. Other than that, when you're dating a younger lady, there's a bit of an age gap, right? So I don't know if anyone in the room there is an age gap, you might be able to understand this. What I found is sexy time, right? Sexy time comes at different times of the day, right? First thing in the morning, not a problem. I'll give any young buck a run for his money. Lunchtime too. Anything after the chase, I'm like that. I just don't. I might need a bit of a run at that. I get a text around about midday, it might, oh, I better get me in the room. But the other thing to bear in mind is she is vegan, right? And she's a great cook. And I'm not vegan, I'm not meat, so I'm eating 2 veg, I'm that kind of guy. So I will often get to eat her calorie delight. She cooks these amazing vegan meals, right? And I wouldn't normally cook that kind of thing, so it's a treat for me. But once I've eaten this vegan meal, my ass is ruined. And not because of what you're thinking, it's just I lack the strength and energy to fight it off, and she's really into pegging it. Now I'm vegan. But I leave you with this, we had a big row the other day, right? She kept saying to me that I let her down in public and embarrassed her around her friends. And I didn't mean to, right? It was just the age thing. Sometimes I just pick up on things different. I see the world different, right? And we were going to a gender reveal party. Has anyone ever been to one of these? You all understand what a gender reveal party is? You all know, okay? If you're not sure, I don't mind telling you. So I did this in Kent the other day, I had to draw a picture, right? So we're going to this gender reveal party, right? And I'm nervous because the caveat is I'm meeting all her friends for the very first time, right? So we're walking up to the house, she seemed a bit stressed, and she said, what's the matter with you? I said, well, I've never been to one of these before. I don't know how they work. I don't know what's expected of me. I want it to go well. I want people to like me. I'm a bit nervous. She went, you're overthinking. I was like, well, that's easy for you to say. They're your friends. She went, just be yourself. And I thought, you know what? You're right. I just need to be myself. So we walked up to the house, doors open, cotton balls out, revealed my gender. And that is not our gender reveal party, folks. Don't get me started on baby shower. Folks, you've been incredible. I've been Richard Over. Thank you very much tonight.